Welcome back to Tethered and Whole, the podcast for classroom teachers who are navigating the beautiful chaos of education and looking for ways to feel more grounded. I'm your host, Matt Weld. You know, the holidays always bring up some interesting memories for me. When I was a kid, the Christmas season was all about the hunt. I'd make my list, my parents, my sister, my aunts, uncles, grandparents, the whole crew. Then I'd embark on this mission to find that one unique gift for each person, something that really spoke to them, all while sticking to my budget. It was a challenge, sure, but there was so much joy in the process, in the anticipation of seeing their faces when they opened something truly thoughtful that I had come up with and purchased all by myself with my allowance. Now my kids send me their gift lists. And most of the adults in my life just want gift cards. And honestly, where's the fun in that? I guess it's one way to avoid disappointment when the gifts are opened, right? That idea of disappointment or even anger, fear, or worry, it all stems from our expectations. Think about it. If people don't behave the way we expect them to, we feel let down or even upset. If we're anxious that something might not go as planned, we worry. So have our expectations around things like gifting become too high or maybe too low? The dictionary defines expectation as, quote, a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. Somewhere along the way, before those strong beliefs can manifest, we have to form them. So where do our expectations come from? And how are they so intimately tied to our overall happiness? Well, turns out it all starts with our brain, which, let's be honest, is a bit of a lazy bum. It constantly seeks the path of least resistance. Imagine our body has an account, a kind of bank account, where all the energy and hormones needed to meet whatever comes our way are stored. Just like we track our checking account, our body knows its limits. Some days there's more money in the account than others. Scientists actually have a term for this. They call it the body budget. We'll revisit this concept often on the show, but for now, just understand that our expectations are deeply rooted in what we know. And what we know is based on what we've experienced. Our past experiences are like a crystal ball for our brain, telling it how to predict what's going to happen next. And you combine that with our body's tendency to be a bit of a cheapskate, spending the least amount of quote unquote money possible from that body budget. Well, you get to start to see the picture. So our brain, it's a master of prediction. It's constantly setting expectations by comparing what it's experiencing right now to what we've experienced in the past. It's also making judgments about how much this new activity is going to dip into that precious body budget. And all of this is tightly woven into our sense of happiness. If things don't meet our expectations, we're disappointed. If the experience matches our expectations, then it's a good time. But here's where it gets really interesting. If our expectations are exceeded, our happiness level shoots up. Our brain gets this little jolt, this nudge, and it's forced to reassess its idea of what's normal. Of course, it then recalibrates what it expects good to be so that our level of expectation increases for the next time we do the same thing. That's why the first time is so often the most memorable and brings us the most pleasure. Think about your favorite roller coaster or that first incredible meal at a new restaurant. Let me give you a story that's a really cool example. Some years ago at Stone Mountain Middle School in DeKalb County, Georgia, a recently divorced, out-of-work chemical engineer took a job as the coach for their underwater robotics team. Now, Stone Mountain Middle wasn't exactly known for its academics, and there was no pool. And Coach Jason Rains wasn't an experienced educator or a coach. Jason ended up finding 4 11-year-olds to go on this journey to create an underwater robot that would perform specific tasks. With incredible support from the community and Jason's former colleagues in the engineering world, This group of kids entered their first competition. Just picture their entrance into that competition arena, like that iconic scene from Hoosiers where the itty bitty team makes it to the big tournament and walks into that giant gymnasium, each face awestruck. Stone Mountain Middle School, this underdog team, ended up competing against huge public schools with winning pedigrees and teams from private schools with massive endowments. What happened? Yep. In their very first competition, they came out in first place. Everything from bringing STEM to the school to building a functional robot to winning their regional competition had exceeded their expectations. They rode that wave, actually. They rode that wave of triumph all the way to nationals. And I wonder, truly, how their level of expectation and the expectations of those other highly resourced teams played into the results that day. The cool thing is, that same team went to nationals the next year as 7th graders, and the year after that as 8th graders. Today, Stone Mountain Middle School is STEM certified and considered an exemplary school. What a transformation, all sparked by a situation that shattered expectations. As teachers, we are constantly setting expectations, often without even realizing it. We expect certain behaviors. We expect certain levels of understanding, certain responses from our students. And when those expectations aren't met, we feel it. So here's a strategy. A small shift in perspective you can try. The next time a student's behavior disappoints you, when it doesn't meet your expectations, pause for just a moment. Instead of immediately reacting, ask yourself these 3 questions. What expectations did I have for the student? Really try to pinpoint them. Where did these expectations come from? Are they based on past experiences with the student, with other students, or perhaps as a general idea of how things should be? And number 3, why do I have these expectations? What purpose do these expectations serve? By taking a moment to reflect on our own expectations, we can gain incredible insight into our reactions and, more importantly, into how we can better support our students. It's not about lowering our standards, but it's more about understanding the intricate dance between our predictions and the reality in front of us. So I encourage you to try this reflection process in your classroom this week. See what insights it brings you. That's all for this episode of Tethered and Whole. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, keep tethering those expectations to understanding and keep making a difference in the lives of your students.